Good evening, Facebook, social media. We thank you for coming in again for another session or another discussion on JADASA Live. And we have here Dr. Teka and Haynes. And this is just going to be a wonderful, wonderful discussion today. And first of all, Dr. Haynes, I want to say thank you for coming on. We're looking forward to you sharing.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So social media, again, you know, this is JADASA Live. This is something we do bi-weekly on a Monday from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you have anybody in the community, in your family, friends that can benefit from these discussions, please chime in, like and share this page. You can go to our new channel, JADASA Live, on our YouTube channel as well, if you do not have Facebook. But we're asking you to like and share. And so, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, because we've had men on here, this discussion is just about encouraging and uplifting the community as a whole. We all know what JADASA stands for, but we're here to deal with the well-rounded person, the mind, the body, and the soul and stuff. And so, you know, we're just asking people to come in. And so, again, Dr. Haynes, you know, you offer so much, and you know, and I think we met 3-4 years ago.
Yes, about 3 years ago.
Yes. So we're excited, and we have people that's on, and so we want to talk about starting over and going after your dreams. You know, because even in this movement, where some of the women and children and some men, because I've had men that come forward to share their stories. And a lot of times when they go through whatever their situation is, good, bad, or indifferent, they feel like, this is it. I've been in whatever they've been in, the situation, the relationship, the whatever. I've been in it so long, it's too hard to turn around.
Yeah.
And so we're just here to talk about that, because actually I was in some store, I don't know where I was, but I actually saw something on the board and said that your dream does not have an expiration date.
Sure does not.
As long as you're still living, you still can dream again. Yes. So, I want you to kind of share, give us a little bit about, of course, we're going to touch on what you're doing now, the Mary Kay, and that's about not only the outer beauty, but the inner beauty. We want to talk about that because, a lot of people, when they go through different types of abuse, that's the first thing they think. I'm ugly, I'm not wanted, nobody wants me and stuff. And so we want to just talk about some of the things that you're doing and you've done in the community, not even just in this community, because as we've just discussed, you're from Jamaica. I just figured that out. Yeah. You've been in, all over the world. And so we want to share, and go on that journey with you. So I know, as far as the dream, tell us about yourself and how did you even start out to get to here about starting your dream? Go from where you were, which was a phenomenal career choice, but you still thought about something different. You wanted something else.
You know what? It takes a lot of courage, guys, to start over. That's why, that if I could describe that transition in one word, I would say courage. And for some of us, it happens because we get an aha moment. And then for some of us, we're forced into it, right? So when I took my transition, I was living my dream. I was in school, I was finishing my PhD, I was getting my doctorate in molecular genetics and microbiology, and I always wanted to be a cancer researcher. That is what I wanted. That I'm very passionate about it. I watched my uncle just wither away from cancer, and it changed my life. I was a young girl, and it completely changed my life. And I was like, I want to make a difference here, because there wasn't any drug or any procedure that was developed enough to save his life. And he's actually my youngest uncle. And so that was just, that was a really strange time in my life, but it became a monumental time for me. So here I am. I got my undergraduate degree in Jamaica in medical technology, and then I came to the US for grad school, and I was literally living my dream. I loved every single moment of what I did. The one thing that was an issue for me was I worked crazy long hours. And you know, when you're young and you're not married and you're not thinking about kids yet, those long hours are joyful. They're joyful.
Yeah, they don't matter.
They don't matter. They're joyful. This is what, you know, you're on your mojo, and I was enjoying that. But then, you know, I got married. And I still wasn't thinking about kids yet, because my mom's one rule when my husband asked for my hand in marriage, I was still in school. And my mom's one rule was she cannot get pregnant until she graduates. So I was still not even thinking. I was not even thinking still about kids. But, you know, at that time, some of us, we were put between a rock and a hard place. And I already had a full-time position waiting for me when I graduated. So I was literally living my dream. But something happened, and I say, you know, when God gives us those winks, we have God wink moments. And when He gives us those winks, we have to have the courage to act on those winks. We have to have the courage to act on them. And so mine came in the form of the recession that hit in 2008. We remember that recession.
Yes, yes.
Foreclosure. Oh my gosh. And so my husband and I, we lived in our home in California. We had a rental property in Atlanta, and we lost our renters. And it was either bring some extra money in or foreclose on the property. And I was a full-time student, and my husband worked and went to school full-time. So it was bring some extra money in. And so I did something that was so far from anything I'd ever done before. I started a business with Mary Kay. I did not wear any makeup. I'd never sold anything before. I'd never run a business before. I was so busy. But you know what? I feel like at that time, because I was a student, that was the primary thing in my mind is, if other people can learn it, I can learn it too. And I kept telling myself that every day. If other people can learn this, I can learn that too. And so that's how I started my business. I worked my business part-time, you know, on the weekends while I finished school, because school was my highest priority. And, you know, so that's how I came into the Mary Kay world. But this was still only going to be 1 year for me. After I graduated, I was going to quit this. But here I am. Here I am 12 years later. God has a sense of humor. He has a sense of humor.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And so, you know, I like what you said. You said, if you could sum it up in one word, courage.
Yes.
And that's what sometimes when we're going through the situations, whatever it is, doesn't have to necessarily be a divorce or an abusive situation. It could be a job change, or it can be, you know, like you said, with the housing crunch, you know, everybody was affected by that. But just having the courage to say, okay, I'm gonna start over. Or, you know, sometimes people feel like I'm vested so much. If anybody was vested in something, surely it's a person that is working on their PhD in molecular biology. That's an investment, and that's somebody that is fully vested. But yet you said the word courage.
Yes.
You know, that, but you have to have that courage within yourself. And so, you know, what we want to share with our viewers, you know, yes, fear may be there. Of course, fear comes up. That's a human emotion.
Right.
You know, it's a human emotion. But then you have to have the confidence in yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to do it. No matter what, I'm going to do it. Right. Because, I mean, let me ask you this. I know you talked about your mom and about not getting pregnant and stuff. When you decided to switch careers from a PhD candidate in molecular biology to selling makeup, what was your mother's, what did she think? Like, did you go crazy?
Oh my gosh. So let me give you the timeline so you can understand what was happening in my family at this time. I got married 1 year later. I was selling Mary Kay part-time. Okay. And my first year was very successful. Mary Kay paid both our mortgages, California mortgage and Atlanta mortgage, the entire first year of my business. I had earned a free car, promoted myself to directorship. It was very successful. But again, even for my husband and I, this was just something for a year until I graduated. I had a full-time position waiting for me. Okay. Now, fast forward a year later, my entire family comes from all over wherever they live to come to celebrate my doctoral graduation. Okay. So we have this weekend celebration in California, celebrating me getting my doctorate. This was like a highlight of my mom's life.
I can imagine.
My dad passed away when I was 5 years old. So my mom was a single mom. So this was a highlight for her. Her only daughter graduating with her PhD, my uncles, my aunts, my husband's family. This was a big deal for us. So I graduate and I take this position, and I was a postdoctoral fellow, and I was doing, working in cancer research and loved it. Okay. But one day I was listening to a motivational tape, and the person on the tape said, as long as you have a boss, they will always control your paycheck and they'll always control your dreams. And that was my God wink moment. And let me tell you, that is not for everyone. Let me say that it's not for everyone. Okay. But that was my moment. And I decided to resign my full-time position and go full-time Mary Kay. And I'll tell you what happened. I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I told my husband I was going to resign. And my husband was so excited for me. He was so excited because he had seen what Mary Kay had done for the whole year before, right? He had seen what it had done. Well, my mom lives in Toronto, Canada. So she was hearing about this Mary Kay thing, but she really didn't get this Mary Kay thing. And when I told my mom was, you have a PhD and you're going to sell lipstick? This is not the plan. And let me tell you what happens is because the people who love you, they have dreams and aspirations for you. And that was my mom. My mom believed strongly that her daughter was going to be the person to find the cure for cancer. So now I'm not only derailing my life, I'm derailing her dreams.
I like that what you just said. When people love you, yes, they have dreams and aspirations for you. True. And so, and that is a great, a pinpoint to let women know, people they're sold and they're hoping and they're wishing and they're, wanting you to succeed, that love you, because when you go forward, they go forward, right. And so it's a lot of times we have to tell women, because a lot of times when they're in those situations, they feel like, woe is me, nobody cares, I'm by myself. That is not true. There are people who love you. That's why when someone is going through a situation, it don't just affect them, it affects everybody that's attached to them, who love them. Yes, and so I like what you said, because those dreams, I wanted them to know those were just not your dreams. They were your mom's dreams, correct, probably your uncles and everybody else that went to school for a PhD. It was their dreams as well to see you. And so I'm glad that that is a powerful statement to let people know that, don't give up on your dreams, because your dreams is not just for you. It's for other people that love you as well.
It is. I like that. Yes. And sometimes when you're making that transition, for my mom at the time, it was, how is this even possible? Like, we have gone this entire journey together, my mom and I. Okay. My mom is the mom who, when I was in undergrad, would sit on the phone and listen to me late at night, study medical terminology that she has no understanding of. So we had gone through this journey to this place together, right? So how now am I going to get off this road and get not just on another road, but a road that is so foreign to us? This road that I was getting on was foreign. And one of the things, I'm originally from Jamaica, and we are a very education forward society. However, we're not like America, where we have so many different options of careers. What seems good career-wise to Jamaican parents, doctors, lawyers, teachers, accountants, you understand? So I now was leaving the good career to go to what we looked down on. You mean you're going to sell things? We literally would look down on salespeople, right? Is
that because they in the islands, because they're always quote unquote panhandling, selling things? Is it because of that?
No, what it is in the islands, it is that educated people don't sell. We have these careers. And so sales was typically for the people without education.
Okay.
So my mom, so this is where we are coming, where my mom has to deal with this transition of, we've been on this road together, and now you're going to switch. But not only you're going to switch, but you're going to switch to something that is so foreign and something that is so against everything that we've ever liked. You understand? So for her, this was her mourning. She on the phone with me, she was mourning the loss of that dream and that part of the journey. But you know, this is where the courage comes in, guys. Like, you have to have the courage for yourself. You have to have that courage for yourself, because easily my mom could have talked me out of that. And I mean, if you ask my mom right now if you ask my mom about that right now, my mom, I mean, such a huge advocate because of what Mary Kay has done, not just for our life, but for her life. Okay. Right. So sometimes you have to take the journey alone and against. You have to take the journey alone and against. But there is something when God places something on your heart and you are clear that that message came from him, you can take it, because it's alone and against, but it's with God.
Right, so right. I like that.
Yeah. So I took that journey, and here we are 12 years later. Right.
Oh, wow. So sometimes even when you have a dream, you know, everybody may not understand. Right. But if he gives it to you and you take hold of that, you know, go forward, because, you know, it's not going to always, you know, he doesn't unfold everything before our eyes right there, because a lot of things, if we knew what he had for us, we would like, wait a minute, for real? Seriously? For real? Yes. Really? We would become fearful and afraid. Yes. You know, and so it's just ironic. I just loved your story, because it's so much in there that can encourage and uplift women, because they need to understand, the road may not be easy, but it's your road that he's paid for you. So, you know, if he paved it, you know, he's not going to forsake you. He's going to be there with you, you know, but we just have to, you know, like you said, we have to know that we heard him. Mm-hmm. You know, and if we're going to start whatever your dreams are, you know, because I know so many women, I wish I can do this, I wish I can do that, you know, but you can, as long as you're still living. It has not expired. Absolutely. It has not expired. You still can do it. Absolutely. You can go back, no matter, you know, don't put a limit on your age. You know, don't limit yourself. Don't box yourself in, because the dream is still there, whether you want to obtain it, you know. And so I'm excited to hear that, and I just wanted the women to know, and the, you know, the men, our viewers, to know that you can dream again. You Absolutely. Can. You don't have to stay stuck in whatever it is. You don't have to stay stuck in that same job. Right. You know, if you want to change careers, you know, I'll change careers and stuff. You know, so you don't have to stay there to be unhappy. Right. You know, to be unhappy, because to me, a life to me is a sad life, is a life that has not fulfilled their dream. To me, that's a sad life. That's a life that you have died for. Yes. And my thing is, I've always said, God, I want to die empty. Everything you've put in me, I want to get it out of me and do what it is that you have for me to do. Yes. And there's what a lot of women, because they have dealt with so many issues and hurt things, and they have dealt with not just abuse, but life. Yes. Life, period. And then sometimes we put the brakes on our own dreams. Yes. And the dreams are there, you know, and I'm just excited to hear that. And so I know I read in your bio briefly where you said you and your husband, and I like this because people need to know, sometimes before you go up, you go down. I noticed I read briefly where you said that you all was in a financial strait or something, like you kind of hit rock bottom or something like that. Absolutely. So at the time, because we lost our renters in our rental property, we literally, we had exhausted our savings from paying that out, because we lived on a 1-income home. And so we had exhausted our savings, and now we're in that place, you know, literally rock bottom. Like, we were at that place, rock bottom. So it was at that time, that's what even caused me, because I was introduced to the Mary Kay opportunity a year before that when I was getting married. And I told the beauty consultant, absolutely not, like, turn my nose up, absolutely not, right? Because I was going to be Dr. Teka Ann Haynes. There was no way. So this, you understand the messages, right? This is my mom in my head, right? There's no way. A year before, I was going to sell Mary Kay. But at this time, my husband and I literally rock bottom, literally.
rock bottom. I remember my husband and I, we had these big, the big blue water jugs that you go and fill up water. We used to put coins in there. And I remember my husband and I picking the coins out of those to go buy food. Okay. Like rock bottom. We had exhausted our savings maintaining that property after we lost our renters. And it was either, okay, foreclose or bring some extra money in. And that's what caused me to look at the Mary Kay opportunity again, because I knew they had flexible schedules and I knew they made great money. So I was like, okay, this is against everything I'd ever done. And I will tell you, when I decided to give this a try, my husband, for 3 months, tried to talk me out of it. It's like, you're not girly enough. You don't wear any makeup. You've never sold anything. Like, this is so not your personality. I mean, he talked me out of it, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the trainings and learn how to do let the Mary Kay people teach me what the Mary Kay people do. And that is a point I want to hit on with when you're
is that that's before you decided you was going to quit. This was the first time that you had brought it to him while you were still in grad school.
Absolutely. Yes. So this was before I actually went to the place where I'm like, okay, this is going to be a full-time career for me, but sometimes, which is why I think the stories of others are so important. I live by that, because sometimes we don't have the courage and the belief because we don't have the evidence for ourselves yet. Like, we don't have the evidence yet. And sometimes we want evidence to believe. Right. And for me, it was going in front of those Mary Kay women and listening to their stories that made me believe that, okay, Teka Ann, you can do this too. So the stories of others, that's why I'm such a huge advocate of sharing stories, because they make us believe, okay, she did it, I can do it too. And that's what I saw. That's what I saw in those Mary Kay meetings. Okay, she did it. Okay, this is, and that gave me, just the movement forward. And it became a game changer for us, very quickly, became the solution to the problem. We were rock bottom financially, and then we were overflowing. So, it really is just having the courage to take the step. Just take the step.
Awesome. Now, but isn't it that Mary Kay, didn't she start from humble beginnings like that as well? I mean, wasn't she a abuse survivor? And
yes, and yeah, she was a single mom. Her husband came back from the World War, and he, decided that he was going to leave her. And back in those days, women were homemakers. Women didn't even. So this is me in 2008 thinking about Mary Kay back in the 30s and 40s, raising children, right? When women did not even work outside of the home, right? And she decided that she was going to not only work outside the home, and after going to work and being paid half as much as the men, even the ones she trained, they would not promote her because she was a woman. And their story was that the men always had families to take care of. And here's the single woman, single mom, raising these kids with a family to take care of. And so she got, frustrated, and she said, she's going to write a book about what the perfect company for a woman to work for would look like. And when she wrote the book, she's like, this is more than a book. This is actually a marketing plan. Courage. And with courage, back in 1953, with courage, when women were literally still homemakers at that time, right. She steps out and she says, I'm going to start this business. 2008. A young girl, Teka Ann, this became a solution to her life, right? The courage. What if Mary Kay Ash did not have the courage back then? Our life would look so much different right now, right?
Oh, no. Yes. Because she's touched so many. I mean, yes. As you said, the stories. I mean, it's not just the makeup. It's just, the coming together and sharing and dealing with, making yourself beautiful, not just on the outside, but on the inside, because, you can fix all of this up, but if you're still broken on the inside, it's going to, it's going to eventually come out. It's going to eventually show. It's going to eventually resonate on the outside. And so I like the story, and I didn't know that though. I mean, I heard something about she was in an abusive relationship, but I didn't know, that she was a single mother. I didn't know that, he had, I just didn't know all of that. Yes.
And, you
And
know,
so,
something I'm going to say, let me, because, you know, with JADASA, one of the things that attracted me to your organization was what you stand for, because I'm one of the ambassadors for the Mary Kay Foundation. And the two things we support: domestic violence against women and kids. We fund so many shelters. We've already given over $57 million for
wow.
that cause. Over $57 million for that cause. And so that is something that's near and dear to us at Mary Kay, because like you said, it's not just external beauty. It is internal beauty. It is external beauty, and it's eternal beauty. It's, you know, picking up those pieces. So even over the years, as I've been with our company, and I've been an ambassador for the foundation, and I've seen what our company is doing, you know, in the shelters, just thinking about the funding, it is not cheap.
No.
To run the shelters. It is not cheap at all. So those grants that we give every single year funding these shelters, the shelters literally become, it literally becomes the middle piece or the fork in the road for women between escape and not escape. It literally becomes that fork in the road for them. So that funding is so important to us. And so, you know, it's, I love that you say it's not just about external beauty. It really is about eternal beauty and internal beauty, because every single woman, I've gone to many shelters. I'm in my local community. One of the things that I do with my local consultants is we do you know, beauty. We go to the shelters and we help women to look beautiful, because, you know, just that little bit. I mean, a little lipstick.
Yes.
Can increase your confidence. Like a little lipstick, right? Just knowing that somebody else cares to come here and to be with you and to talk with you and to teach you and to give you a cleanser. You know, just little things like that make all the difference in the world. So it is so much more than external beauty. The other thing that our Mary Kay Foundation supports, which is where I came from. I came from cancer research. And so we've given $23 million already to researchers who are working in cancers that specifically affect women. That's where I came from, to Mary Kay, because I came from a background where I worked in cervical cancer. So it's so much more than just the external beauty. It is about making a change for women, not just here in the US, but across the world.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so what would you share? I mean, that what you're saying, I hear courage. I hear all of those things. And for those that's listening, and, you know, it's not too late for you. You know, God is not a respecter of persons. He's not a respecter of persons. And, you know, there are untapped gifts on the inside, you know, and a lot of times life can beat us down so bad where we tend to do self-harm. What I mean by self-harm, oh, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough, oh, I can't do this, you know. No, and sometimes we internalize that abuse, and it becomes self-abuse where we're not even aware of it. Because somebody has spoken so much negativity over our lives and for so long, then we start to think about those things, and then we start to say those things about us, and then we start to put limitations on ourselves when there are no limits, you know. And so I do want the women to know that, you know, whatever it is, you know, let them know how they can reach out to you, because you have some kind of sessions you do for makeup and things of that nature and stuff like that. Share with the viewers who may be watching. A lot of times they'll come back and they'll rewind and they'll watch this later, you know, but I want them to get that information. Who you are, who is Dr. Teka Ann?
I love it. So I love it. We teach skincare. We teach skincare sessions, teaching you how to care for your skin. We teach those weekly, multiple of those sessions weekly. So you can find us if you are on Facebook and you put the words in Peek into Pink Skincare, you will find us there. Peek into Pink Skincare. That is a group that we have. Also, find me on Instagram at Dr. Teka Ann Haynes. So it's my name, like that's on the screen, but no dot, no, just like all one word, Dr. Teka Ann Haynes. Find me on Instagram there. I am on Facebook, facebook.com/Dr. Teka Ann. Yeah, we'd love to connect with you. We teach skincare and we teach live makeup tutorials. We teach skincare and live makeup tutorials because a lot of the times, a lot of the things that we don't do are because we weren't taught how to do them. And so that's what we do here is we teach you how to take care of your skin and we teach you how to do your makeup.
That's nice. So what is it Peek into Pink, P-E-E-K?
Yes, P-E-E-K. Yes, into Pink, a skincare and makeup. Yes, so find us on Facebook there. Find us on Facebook. And then I wanted to touch on something else you said when you were talking about women, you know, feeling like it's too late or they don't have like what it takes. You know, take the step. Like you are not going to know what the other side looks like. You know, don't die with your music unplayed. Go take the step. And it is a fake step. And it is a fake step because you don't know what the other side is going to be. And that's the beauty of the journey. Trust the process. Take the step, because what if you take the step and you shine? What if you take the step and you succeed? Like, what if you take the step and you step into the greatest dreams of your life? I look at my life right now and I think, what if I had not taken that step? You know, when I decided to go full-time with Mary Kay, I didn't have kids yet. And because before this, I was always just so focused on my career, I had never stopped to think about what kind of mom do you want to be, Teka? And I never thought about that. Like that never crossed my mind. And it is from me taking that step. When I heard that quote and I decided to resign my job, what I did not know at the time, I was pregnant. I was pregnant and did not even know.
Really?
This is why when you get the God wink moments, you take the step. Because I will tell you, when my daughter was born, I knew at that time, it became completely clear to me why I got the God wink moment. Because when she was born, I knew I was not going to leave her to go work 14-hour days. I wasn't going to leave her. So this is the blessing on the other side that I could not foresee. Like I could not foresee. Now my kids are 8 and 10, and I am a homeschool mom. I work from home. And I homeschool my kids. I've raised both of my children from home. I could not foresee that at the time when I needed to take that courage step. And this is why you take the step, regardless if you don't feel prepared, if you don't feel like you have the courage, if you feel like you aged out, it doesn't matter. My senior director, Mary Kay House, she used to always tell us, she said, God does not give you a dream without the resources and the ability to make it come true. God does not give you a dream without the resources and the abilities to make it come true. So if it's there inside of you, if it lingers in your mind, if you feel it in your gut, take the step. Take the step, because you don't know. What's the worst that could happen? You take the step and find out that it didn't work. Isn't that what Thomas Edison said? Tried to get the light bulb to work how many thousands of times, right? And all he said he found out was how many different ways to not make it work, right? So, look at us right now. No life without light. No life without the light bulb. So you've got to just take the step regardless, and don't try to see the end of the stairway. Just take one step. And then when you go there, take another step. And then take another step, right? And as you go, your courage increases. Your courage develops because your confidence develops as you take each step. Your confidence develops and the courage increases. And then you can see what's on the other side. But if you don't take the step, you'll never know. You'll never know.
Awesome. So social media, those who are just now logging in, you know, share, like and share this page, because this is golden nuggets. You know, we women, we need to continue to encourage and edify and uplift one another and encourage, because, you know, today it may be me, tomorrow it may be you. You know, there is nothing new under the sun, but we need that. We need that person that has been where we are trying to go. Yes. You know, it's not an age. Age is just but a number. You know, I don't want you to look at, oh, I'm in my 50s or 60s. No, you know, don't look at that. I think Colonel Sanders from the Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think he started the chicken place when he was in his 62, somewhere around there. Right. So, and look how successful he has become. Right. So don't box yourself in. You can dream again.
Absolutely.
It's not over. It's not done. You're not through. You're not a has-been. As long as you are breathing, your dream is not going to expire.
That's right.
And so we want you to, dream again. Go back and go back in that closet, dust off your that chiffon or look on the shelf, pull that book off the shelf. Some of you guys got books that you're waiting to write. Write this book. Write from your experience, because guess what? Whatever you're going through, I promise you, if you put it on paper, you're going to help somebody, because somebody's going to need to know, hey, if she's going through what I'm going through and she got out, then there is hope for me. Because right now we know the world needs hope. And we need to know, and I was just actually telling my husband this. I was looking at all the women who was going to be, nominated into these different I'm not going politics, but other stuff. But I was telling my husband, I said, and I actually was talking to another lady on the phone. I said, this is the season of the woman.
That's right. That is correct.
This is the season of ladies.
Yes.
This is our season. This is our season to rise. This is our season to shine. This is our season to come from the back to the forefront. This is our time to speak up. This is our time to be who we are. This is, because I think, I'm not going to get too political, but when I saw that, I told my husband, I said, you know what, with all them women, they probably actually go get something done, because women can get stuff done. We can multitask. We can comb hair, put the food, go down there and get the clothes and bring it up, to fold the clothes, make the bed. We can do all of that within the span of an hour, get all those things done. So this is the season of the woman. This is your season. This is your season, ladies. This is just, you got that dream. Let's go forward. Get with somebody. Get a mentor. Talk to somebody. Of course, and pray about it, because you want to make sure you share your dream with somebody who's going to help catapult you or help push you. A lot of times, just you do bits and pieces. You don't have to tell the entire dream in its nature, but you want to have someone that's going to be able to be there with you, an accountability partner. We as women, we need accountability partners. We're so busy taking care of everybody, the husband, the kids, the house, the job, the cat, the dog. We're always taking, but then we end up neglecting ourselves. We put ourselves last.
Right.
And so, and I said that last week. I think I was saying, be selfish with yourself.
Yes.
Be selfish.
Yes.
Say, I'm going to do this. Spend some time. Go and drink. Think about it. Go somewhere and just, meditate on what it is that you want to do.
Yes.
And start putting it in action. And it's little steps. We're not saying tomorrow you go build the Eiffel Tower, but it just takes little steps, starting somewhere.
Yes.
And that's what I want us to know. You can, I'm a proponent. You can dream. I am a dreamer, but I'm also a doer.
Yes.
And I think, I don't know why I got that in my mind, but it's like when my parents told me you can do anything you want to do, I actually literally believe that.
Wow. Powerful.
I believe it.
So powerful.
It's powerful because the words, So anytime someone's saying, no, you can't do this, you're not smart enough, nobody don't want you but me. No, you replace those negative terminology, those negative terms, and you start speaking life to yourself. You start getting in the mirror and you start saying, you're beautiful, you're pretty, you're smart, you're going to do this, I'm going to do that. You know what? We write out a grocery list when we go to the store. Start writing out your stuff for your dreams.
Hallelujah.
Write it out.
Write it out. Write it out. Yes.
Write it out and do a check mark. Yes. So where we are today, how long you been with Mary Kay?
12 years. 12 years.
12 years.
Gone by so fast. 12 years. And every single day, I am grateful. Today, this is Thanksgiving week. I'm a homeschool mom. So this week is just like, I'm hanging out with my kids. We're downstairs earlier watching National Geographic, and I'm thinking, wow, just this time with my kids. And I get to do this all the time. Had I not taken that step, had I not, had the courage, had I not listened to the stories of other women who's raised their kids from home, it would have been, my life would look different. So grateful.
And I have a question. Are you happy with that, right?
Extremely happy. It is truly the joy of my life.
And guess what, women, I want you to know, yes, To be a doctor of research of cancer, yes, that is a prestigious job. That's a premium, quote unquote,
Yes.
job. But why be in a job that you are not happy with?
Correct.
Why be in a career that you know, hey, it's more than this to me? Because even with that, you still had somebody over your head.
Correct.
You had
Correct.
somebody over your head, and
Good point.
so you know, it's what makes you happy. You know, because we're about it's our time to be happy. This and I truly, truly, truly believe that with all the things that's going on around in the world and stuff, this is our time.
It is our time. It
We
is.
have been midwives for so long. We have birthed other people's dreams. We have helped other people birth dreams. We have been midwives.
Yes.
It's time for us to take the realm and push out our own dreams.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
and so
I love that you use that analogy, because it's the same analogy that I use when I talk about success. It's like you've got to birth it. And as a woman, I mean, men have been birthing success from the beginning, okay? But who really can birth things? A woman, okay? And so this is truly our time. And this is the time where we cannot allow the messages, the negative messages that we have, or even the people in our lives who are scared for us to move forward. And sometimes they're not haters. Sometimes they're people who love you and want the best for you, and they want to protect you. And you have to just know that you're going to move forward regardless. There's an amazing book by Bruce Wilkinson called The Dream Giver. If you haven't read that book, highly recommend it. It truly is about going from where you are right now to where you want to go, and all the obstacles you will experience. And most of them will be the thoughts in your head and the people around. And you have to move forward, because the success has to be birthed. And that is why I said earlier, like, if you feel it in your gut, it is not leaving you. Like, you understand, like, you know, when that baby is ready to come out after 9 months in there,
right.
and they don't call it labor for no reason. It is called labor because it's a painful process, because it's something that's not natural for us. Okay.
And it takes work.
It's work, and it's not natural, especially when your dream involves something that is far from anything you've already done. Now, if your dream involved going in your kitchen and making a meal, and you do that all the time, you just do that. But I can pretty much guarantee you that is not what your dream entails. Your dream entails more than going in your kitchen and making a meal. That is why it's labor, and you have to go through the labor pains to birth that success. But guess what happens? If you've ever had a child, you know, once all that pain and you birth that child, the joy is overwhelming. The joy, and it literally is
forget about that pain.
Forget about that pain so much so that we go back and have more children. Okay? We have more. Okay? It's so worth it, guys. It's so worth it to go through the pain, to take the courage, to birth that success, because the result is so very much worth it. It's so worth it. Take the step and do it.
I agree. Take the steps. Social media, take the step. Dream again. We always talk about that. And then, you know, when you go after your dreams, really realize that, you know, don't forget that there are dream killers.
They are.
Procrastination. Yes. Procrastination is a dream. Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. Yes. No, start with just a little bit today. Whatever that one little piece, get it done and say, I accomplished this. Whatever it is, you know, if it's done with just researching to find out, you know, if it's a product, doing some research or calling somebody or something, start somewhere, start small, you know, because we don't want you to try to bite off a big chunk.
Right.
But we just want you to just get it in motion and start, because this is the year of the women. We are doing some great things, and you know, I want you to come along with me, because I'm dreaming big. I have so many things that I have for JADASA, for my organization, for my just everything. I am dreaming, and I believe it's coming to fruition. You know, and I told my husband, I said, yeah, we are getting in position.
That's right.
You know, and I'm not, you know, and this is not to take anything away from the men. I'm not taking anything away from men. Right now, we're being selfish. We're talking about us.
Yes.
We're putting us first.
Yes.
Right now, we're putting the kids are gone, they're in the bed, they're playing, they're whatever. But right now, take the time, even if it's just today, you want to take 30 minutes every day to meditate and to think about your dream. Blot out all the other stuff, because life is going to be there. When you finish, life is going to be there. Put it down, go dream, meditate a little bit, then you go pick up life again. But you have to make the time and you have to allow yourself the opportunity to dream, because the opportunity is there. A lot of times we let things pass us by because, I got to do this, I got to do that. Yeah, but I'm going to structure my time. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes. I'm going to do this about an hour, and it's about organizing, and so we don't want you to go through life and say, oh, I wish I could have, I wish I would have. No, but you can.
Exactly.
And, I tried to, and one thing you did say, Dr. Haynes, you said the people you're aligned with. A lot of times, and I was actually telling somebody put something on Facebook the other day about they used to feel like they were different when they was growing up and they was different and stuff. And I said the same thing. I said, I always felt like, why I don't fit in? And is my disposition off? Am I not friendly enough? But then I remember, and I was telling them in that post, I said, but every great man and woman in the Bible did not have a bunch of friends.
That's right. That's right.
And sometimes you have to just keep that circle small.
Very small. Very small.
Very small, but quality.
Yes.
A qualitative circle where you have the quality of friends versus the quantity.
Absolutely.
And I've never had a lot of friends, but I have come to appreciate that.
Yes.
And I just thought about that. Sometimes you just have to make sure, look at your circle. Yes. Look at who is around you. Yes. Look how people respond when things do happen for you. Yes. Just see how they respond. And then, you may mark them, but they don't have to know you're watching. But you just do your little check marks and okay, I know this is what I can say to her. I know this is what I can't say to her. Right. I know this is what I can show him. I know this is what I can't. And that's okay. You just still move in silence, move in wisdom, And so we just want, Dr. And I know you have another one. It's 6:47, but I want you to share something, give the viewers something they can just chew on and take away as far as starting over and going after your dream. Because a lot of the women that we deal with, these are seasoned women who've already been through life, had kids, did whatever, careers, but yet there's something still missing. Share with them, and then we'll just go on and end our discussion this time.
Awesome. I saw this quote, and as you were talking about people not moving forward because of procrastination, I saw this quote and it really hit me. And it says, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another chance to do tomorrow what he gave you the chance to do today.
Wow.
Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another chance to do tomorrow what he gave you the chance to do today. And if you get nothing else, take the step today, because the dream is not going to leave you. It is not. It is going to haunt you. It's going to stay in your head. It's going to stay in your gut. You have to birth that success, and it does not matter. Listen, if you were too old, or if you were too young, or if you were too inexperienced, or if you didn't have all the resources for that dream, God would not give you that dream. And Mary can't say, like, everybody who starts her business does not want to earn a free car. That's not their dream. Everybody doesn't want to earn a free car. When I started my business, I did not want to earn a free car. That wasn't a part of my dream at the time, right? Every dream is not the same, and God gives us the dreams according to who we are. So if he gave it to you, write the book, start the business, open the podcast, start the nonprofit, whatever it is, choose the career, step into something, start the new relationship, and that relationship, take the step, move forward, and find your joy. Find your joy. If it's stealing your joy, that is not the life that God designed for you. if we could see the life that God has for us, we would never stay in any unhappy situation. Like as his children, as his daughters, if we could see the life he has for us, we would not stay in unhappy situations. So whatever it is, whatever that dream is in the belly, in the head, in the gut, whatever the situation is that you need to step out of or step into, don't wait. Don't have the arrogant assumption that God owes you another time to do it. Okay. And think about all the people who are waiting for what you have to offer. There are many people who their blessings are tied to your next step. Because when you make that next step, it opens up doors for them. It gets stories in front of them. You become the living example of courage that all girls need. All girls. I mean, we've seen the time in politics right now. We've seen women at a place we've never seen women before. Where little girls, my 10-year-old daughter is like, she looks like me. You are that for someone else. And if you don't take the step, one of my mentors here, Mary Kay, she says, like, we all have a story, but until we take the steps, we can't have a platform to tell the story. Take the step. Don't procrastinate on it. Don't procrastinate on it. Take the step.
Awesome. Awesome. And if you don't remember anything about that, what she did say, that I will just take that. What she says, that when you have a dream, those who love you,
yes,
it's their dream as well.
Absolutely.
And procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another chance to get it right. Wow. Now that was something.
Yes.
You know, Dr. Teka Ann, I am so grateful and thankful that you came in and shared with these ladies. This is a nugget. This is, if you didn't get a chance to, you can always go back to the Facebook page or the YouTube. However, these videos are also housed on our website at JADASA.org. And you can go to any of the previous discussions that we've had. They're going to be out there under the community engagement, and this is going to be out there. So please like and share this, but also go to our website and visit www.jadasa.org. Also, real quickly, again, Dr. Teka Haynes, give us your email on your website, your Facebook for your Mary Kay.
Totally. You can find me on Facebook, Dr. Teka Ann Haynes. So it's facebook.com/Dr. Teka Ann. And it's 2 A's and 2 N's. Facebook.com/Dr. Teka Ann. Find me there. Send me a message. Send me a request. I'd love to connect with you.
All right. With that said, you all, ladies, we thank you for the discussion. We'll be here again in another 2 weeks on a Monday. And with that being said, I want you to have a good night.